धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील रूप गोस्वामी पाद की, भक्त उपदेश अमृत की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितां येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, you are welcome for today the last verse of Bhakti Shastri, Nectar of Instruction, the verse number 11, which is the climax of Srila Rupa Goswami's ecstasy and perfection of devotional service. Krishna uchai pranayavasti presibhyopi radha. Krishna uchai pranayavasti presibhyopi radha. Kundam chasya munibhir abhitas tadrik एव व्याव्यधाई यत प्रेष्ठ्यपि अलम् अशुलभं किं पुनर्भक्ति भाजम्। तत्प्रेमदं सकृदपि सरः स्नातोरवेश करोति। कृष्ण Krishna uchai pranyavasati presibhyo piradha. Kundam chasya munibhe abhitas tadrikeva vedhai. Kundam chasya munibhe abhitas tadrikeva vedhai. Yata preshtayapi alam ashulabham kim punarbhakti bhajan. Yata preshtayapi alam ashulabham kim punarbhakti bhajan. Tat premedam sakradapi sarahasnato avishkaroti. Tat premedam sakradapi sarahasnato avishkaroti. Krishnasya, of Lord Krishna. Uchahi, very high. Pranya vastihi, object of love. प्रणय, यू नो प्रणय, राधा है कृष्णेर प्रणय विकृति. आफ्टर द प्रेम देयर इज ए स्टेज मान एंड प्रणय. सो इट इज द फिफ्थ स्टेज आफ्टर लव ऑफ गॉड. एंड इन प्रणय देयर इज नो डिफरेंस बिटवीन नायक एंड नायिका, लवर एंड बी लव्ड. दे आर सेम. That is called pranya. This stage comes in friendship early. When there is a sakha bhav, this pranya stage comes quite early. But in madhurya bhav, pranya is very late. So, pranya vasti. Vasti means a place of residence, basti, where he is. Vasti, object, actually where somebody lives is a vasti. And pranya means the most dear. There's no difference between the lover and loved. That's the stage of pranya. Radha hai Krishnera pranya vikriti. Radha manifests at the stage of pranya from Krishna. Presibhyaha, out of many lovable gopis. Api, certainly. Radha, Srimati Radharani. Kundam, the lake. Cha, also. Asyaha, of her. Munibhi, by great sages. Abhitaha, in all respect. Tadrik eva, similarly. Vyadhai is described. Yat, which. Prishtai, by the most advanced devotees. Api, even. Alam, enough. Ashulabham, difficult to obtain. Kim, what? Punaha, again. Bhakti bhajan, for persons engaged in devotional service. Tat, that. Prema, love of God. Idam, this. Sacred ones. Api, even. Saraha, lake. Snatoho, of one who has bathed. Avishkaroti, arouses. Of many objects of favorable delight and of all lovable damsels of Brajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine kund is described by great sages as the great sages similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kund is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one will simply bathe once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. How many of you have taken bath in Radha Kund? Very good. One time? Many times? So what about your love has aroused fully? So we have to learn why it has not aroused.
Lordji, when we visited there first time, I had not read this before, of course. And when we visited there, we were told that because the kund is so auspicious, because it represents Radharani, that you can't even step in there, in the kund. So that was when we first went there. But after reading this, now I'm starting to learn that yes, you can go and bathe in there. So can you tell me why that contrast?
This is a different topic. We'll discuss at the end. Who should take bath? How to take bath? When to take bath? That's it. So glories of Radha Kund. Beloved devotees of Krishna, why it is so much worshipable? Radha Kund is beloved object of Krishna. Praniya Vasti. Yeah, Vasti here means Vastu, means object. So, beloved object of Krishna, Radha Kund is. Why it is so much worshipable? Number one, Srimati Radharani is the most beloved object of Krishna. Number two, Radha Kund belonged to Srimati Radharani. Number three, similarly, Radha Kund is as dear to Krishna as Srimati Radharani, described by the great sages. This is from the purport, 3 points. Why Radha Kund is much worshipable. Who will attain the Radha Kund? Very rarely attained even by great personalities like Narad, Sanak, Sanatan. Very rarely attained by Narad and Sanak, Sanatan. Number two. Also continues. What to speak of ordinary devotees who practice Vaidhi Bhakti? We'll discuss why it is not attainable by Narad, Sanak, Sanatan. Benefits of taking bath in Radha Kund. 1. At once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of gopis if he once takes a bath in Radha Kund. What actually it means, now you write down in a bold words. Only devotees of Madhurya Ras in a Manjari or Gopi Bhav can take bath in Radha Kund and get Krishna Prem. Only Madhurya. Not Vatsalya, not Sakha. Not servitude and not, what about to speak of Shant? Nothing. So only Madhurya, exclusively. So why Sanat and Narad cannot take bath? Because they are in Dasya Bhakti. Because they are in servitude, they are not eligible. It's only for Madhuri. Is it very clear? Radha Kund is only for one mellow, Madhuri. No Vatsalya, no Sakha, no servitude, no Shant, nothing. Only Madhuri. Number 2. Most important item is execution of devotional service. Means what? Benefit of taking bath is that one should execute devotional service in Madhurya Bhav. In Madhurya Bhav. Even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radha Kund, he should take bath in the lake as many times as possible. Who is writing this? Srila? And what is his identity in Krishna Leela? So he is saying from his perspective, not from our perspective. He can live there. He can take bath as many times as he like. The one who is in that, he has realized his Swarup, number 1, and he must be of Madhurya, no other mellows. Paragraph number 1. Why is Radha Kund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. I think somebody yesterday asked, all glories of Radha Kund, what about Shyam Kund? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written both. In one of the verses he says, because Radha and Krishna cannot live together, therefore they have taken the form of Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, and they are all the time together. Because otherwise they cannot live together, there are restrictions. But they have now transformed themselves as Radha and Krishna, so they are eternally together. And then he writes, Radha Kund is the liquid form of Radharani. When he saw Krishna, she becomes completely filled with prem, and then it's overflowed as Radha Kund. And similarly, when Radharani saw Krishna, Krishna become like a liquid as a Shyam Kund. So they are actually their form in this liquid form. This is the love overflowing in the liquid form. So, next line. Among all the gopis, she is the most beloved. When you start Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Mangalacharan verse speak like that. In a Mangalacharan verse of Nectar of Devotion, it says, Krishna Akhil Ras Murti. Then there are name of the couple gopis. Shamila, then Vishaka, Lalita, then Radha Priyasi. So there are different gopis. Some gopis, they are attracted by Krishna. Some gopis, they can be controlled by Krishna. But Radha is the only one who controls Krishna. So this is the Mangalacharan of Nectar of Devotion. There you will find at least 3 groups of gopis. Kalita, Shamila, Lalita, and then Radhika. There is a Mangalacharan verse. If you want to see that verse, I can take this out. Mangalacharan of Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of devotion, nectar of devotion. English. This is different. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. First view. Eastern fourth view. This is the Mangalacharana of nectar of devotion. Akhil rasa mirta murti parasa mara ruchira ruddhataraka pali kalita shamalalito radha preyan vidhur jayati. This is the Mangalacharana of nectar of devotion. See, is there example? What is Mangalacharana? Mangalacharana has three parts: Vastu Nirdesh, Ashirvad, and Namaskar. This is the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. से मंगलाचरण है त्रिविध प्रकार वस्तु निर्देश आशीर्वाद नमस्कार. So वस्तु निर्देश तृतीय श्लोकेर करी वस्तु निर्देश यहाँ ते हैते जानी पर तत्व उदेश. So there is a vastu nirdesh in Chaitanya Charitamrita like that. Vastu nirdesh shlok in Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is vastu? Yadadvaitam brahma upanishad yadapi asya tano bha ya atmantaryami purusha iti so shyama vibhavaha षड ऐश्वर्य पूर्णो यो ये भगवान स्वयं अयम न चैतन्यात् कृष्णात् जगति परतत्वं परम ईय. दिस इज द वस्तु निर्देश ऑफ चैतन्य चैतन्यमृत. दिस इज द वस्तु निर्देश इन श्रीमद् भागवत. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्मादि अस्य. दिस इज द वस्तु निर्देश ऑफ This is the Vastu Nirdesh Shlok of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Mangalacharana. Akhil Rasamrita Murti. Krishna. Krishna, the destroyer of all sins and bestower of all bliss, Viduhu. Is the meaning of Viduhu. Vidu means one who destroys all sins and give all bestow all bliss. The very form of highest bliss filled with all rasas, Akhil Rasa Amrit Murti. Excel all, Jayati. Others in glory. He brings Taraka, one gopi, and Palika, another gopi, under control. Ruddha Taraka Paila, by diffusion of his beauty, because they were attracted by the beauty of Krishna and they come under control. Parasya Ruchi. He accepts or embraces Kalita, Shamala and Lalita. These are the two other gopis. He accepts them. as his equal. And he gives pleasure to Radha by his excellent qualities. Radha Preyam. So 3 type of gopis. So among all the gopis, so these are the 3 type here. The subject of 3 books is Krishna, but in a different feature. The subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna, Vasudeva, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The subject matter of Chaitanya Charitamrita is Krishna in his feature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The subject matter of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is Akhil Rasamrita Murti Krishna. So same Krishna but in a different features. This is a material example. There are many cricket players, but Gavaskar is outstanding. It's like that. And then there's a definition of all these. This is not our subject today. Para number 1. Among all the gopis, she is the most. So among all the gopis means different groups of gopis. You know, it's not there. नहीं. क्या हुआ भाई? मेरे पास तो है लेकिन यहाँ नहीं आ रहा है. स्लाइड शो कह दिया इसको. आ गया. ठीक है आ गया. Among all the gopis, she is the beloved. So there are groups of gopis. Yesterday I told you. 2 major groups. Supakshya, Vipakshya. Leftist, rightist. Leftist, Radharani and her group. And rightist, Chandravali and her group. Now there are 2 in between. One in favor of Chandravati, one is favor of Radharani. And one is neutral. So the 5 groups in that way. And among all those, Radharani is the most beloved. Similarly, her lake, Sri Radha Kund, is also described by great sages as the lake that is as dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Indeed, Krishna's love for Radha Kund and for Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. By seeing Radha Kund, he feels separation from Radha. And then he is absorbed in thought of Radha. And then he feels Radha is there. And Radha comes there in Radha Kund on the 8 sides of Radha Kund. 4 sides and 4 corners. There are kunjas of the 8 principal Sakhis. Lalita, Vishakha, Sudevi, Tungavidya. I have not taken the photo, but we can put photo here. The kunjas of the all 8 Sakhis. North is Vishakha. And then above the Vishakha in the corner, north is Lalita. Above the Lalita in the corner is Vishakha's kund. And each kunj has many small more kunjas where their assistant stay there to help them. So all around Radha Kund there are beautiful kunjas of all Sakhis. Radha Kund is very rarely attended. Even by great personality fully engaged in devotional service. What are the names? Narad, Sanak, Sanatan and others. Not to speak of ordinary devotees who are only engaged in practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. What it means? It means physically what we sing Radha Kund is not. It is Radha Kund is transcendental. It cannot be seen with the material eyes. Like you cannot see Vrindavan with material eyes. Only you can see Brij through ears from the description given by the realized great devotees. So, not to speak of ordinary devotees who are only engaged in Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. It is stated that devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna. Now, after that, this line is most important. In the wake of, in the footsteps of gopis, if he once take birth in Radha Kund. It means if he is practicing Raganoga Bhakti and Madhurya Ras, following some eternal associate of Krishna, Lalita, Vishaka, Rup Manjari, Rati Manjari, anybody. Who was living at Radha Kund? Raghunath Das Goswami. And he is a Manjari, Rati Manjari. So he has a right to live there. He is in that mood. Kaviraj Goswami, they all, those who were living there, they were in Madhurya Ras only. No other mellow. Srila Rupa Goswami recommend that even if one cannot live permanently on the bank of Radha Kund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. Some devotee says, Srila Prabhupada, can we open a temple in Radha Kund? Prabhupada said, why? Say for preaching. Prabhupada, so Radha Kund is not a place for preaching, it's a place for relishing. It's a place for relishing, not for preaching. This is most important item in the execution of devotional service. What is the most important in the execution of devotional service? Taking bath in Radha Kund as many times as possible. For whom? Those who have realized their Swarup in Madhurya Ras. Those who have realized their Swarup in Madhurya Ras. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes in this connection, in his Piyush Varsani Tika most probably, that Sri Radha Kund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service again. This much is okay. Then, in the wake of lady friends, Sakhis, it is only for them. And confidential serving maids, Manjaris. The Sakhis are the gopis and Manjaris are confidential serving maids of Srimati Radharani. They can take bath, they can live there. If they want to advance in a devotional service in the wake of lady friends of Krishna or her confidential maids. Paragraph number 2. Living entities who are eager to return home to the transcendental kingdom of God, Golok Vrindavan, by means of attaining their spiritual bodies, Siddha Deya. This is the one called Siddha Deya. Siddha Deha. Attaining their spiritual bodies, Siddha Deya. One is Swarup. I am in this body now. But inside, I am thinking of friend of Krishna. Then I follow, say, one friend, Madhu Mangal, just joking with Krishna, he's pleasing all, he's taking message to the gopis. So I just run behind him as his servant, and if he says, bring this, do this, I'll just do that. This is my swarup in this body. I meditate on that. But when I give up this body, then I'll get siddha. Then I'll get the form which is suitable and my original identity and pastime of Krishna. That is siddha. Siddh means perfected, deha means body. Should live at Radha Kund. It means a Radha Kund is a place where the person who has realized his siddha deha in the spiritual world, he can live at Radha Kund. Either Gopi or Manjari, or there's a word as a Palat, Sakhi, Dasi, Kinkari, Sevak, servant. Should live at Radha Kund, take shelter of the confidential serving maid of Radha, means Manjaris. Serving maid of the Radha are Manjaris. Vilas Manjari, Rati Manjari, Roop Manjari, Nain Manjari. These are all our acharyas. Under their direction, engage constantly in her service and Radha's service. So those who can live at Radha Kund, who have realized their siddha. And number two, they must follow a specific manjari in this line. Because all our acharyas are manjaris. So follow one of those manjaris. And under her direction engage constantly in the service of Radharani. This is the qualification for a person to live at Radha Kund. This is most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narad and Sanak, because they don't have conjugal melo, they are not the devotees of conjugal, they are Shantaras. Sanak Sanatana are in Shantaras. Narad is Dasya Bhav. Or even he is also Vedic Bhakti Shant Bhav. So they cannot. Do not get an opportunity to come to Radha Kund to take their bath. They are not able to come to take their bath. What then to speak of ordinary devotees? If by great fortune means by the mercy of most advanced devotee, one gets an opportunity to come to Radha Kund. What it means actually, you should go to Radha Kund with some very self-realized advanced devotee. Great fortune means advanced devotees associate. Go with them. I will come to the Radha Kund, so never go alone. Go with advanced devotee. And bath even once by his permission. So now you take it a direct order. Only those who get permission from their spiritual master should go and take bath in Radha Kund. Because he has made our fortune. For each devotee, his great fortune is made by his spiritual master. So by his permission, if you want, you can take bath. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati many times went there. He spoke about Radha Kund. He circumambulated Radha Kund. He never put his foot most of the time. He touched some little water and put on it that we are not eligible to put our foot in Radha Kund. But then in 35 or 22, once he took the full bath in Radha Kund. There is one incident that he took bath. It is recorded. Otherwise, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Shalu Maharaj said, those people who are not at that stage or in that mellow, they are simply dipping the bone and muscle bag in the water. They are just dipping their bone and muscles bag in the water, no transformation. You know, bitter gourd or some bitter melon, you put from 100 times in Ganga water, it will not become sweet. Because it is its nature, it cannot be sweet. Similarly, the bag of bones you put in the Radha Kund 100 times, it will not transform because it's just bag of bone and muscles. That's what it means actually. So if by chance, by great fortune, by the spiritual master, one gets an opportunity to come to Radha Kund, means he must go with his spiritual master. And Prabhupada took his disciple to Radha Kund. And they were very neophyte. They jumped in the Radha Kund and they started swimming. And Prabhupada said, never take bath in Radha Kund. He just on that, he said, Radha Kund is not to, Radha Kund is not different than Radha Rani. How can you jump on Radha Kund? It's like jumping on Radha Rani and swimming in Radha Kund is offensive. Get out, never take bath. On that day, Prabhupada said like that. It's not for excursion, no. So, come to Radha Kund and take permission from him and take bath even once, then he can do what actually it means more deep. When a spiritual master tell you about your siddha, that you are so and so, you are the servant of so and so manjari or gopi. If when he tell you this, that you have that siddha or your swarup, then go there and take bath. Then you will get the transcendental love of Krishna exactly like gopis. It's like gopis did, not gopis, you become gopi, but like gopis you will take it. It means madhurya ras. It is also recommended that one should live on the bank of Radha Kund. Who should live? Those who have realized their siddha, those who are on apan dasha, hearing Shravan dasha, varnan dasha, sumaran dasha. Then there was one more dasha, apan dasha and sampati dasha. Those who are at sampati dasha. And in madhurya bhav, two things. Then they can live at the bank of Radha Kund. If they have madhurya, therefore I told earlier, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj said, I will live at Govardhan, which is a little lesser than Radha Kund, because Radha Kund is too high. Our spiritual masters, they are living there, serving as a manjari to the gopis and Radharani. So we will go in the daytime, we will help them in their service, and the evening will come back and stay at Govardhan. This was the mood of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. So anybody, so it is not, it means it's not. And then he writes, if some thinks I am sannyasi, I am taking bath in the Radha Kund. I am Brahman, I am taking bath in Radha Kund. I am so and so exalted devotee, I am taking bath. You are wasting your time. Until and unless you think that I am the maid servant of Radha, I am this maid servant of Radharani. As long as you have designation, you are taking bath is of no spiritual benefit. As far as there is designation, bath is not spiritually beneficial. So what we have to say there? Gopi Bhartahu Kamal Das Padriyo Das Das Anudas. In that mood you can take bath. I am the servant of Gopi Nath. It's also recommended that one should live on the bank of Radha Kund and should be absorbed in the loving service of Radha Kund in Madhurya Ras. As the servant of eternal associate of Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, Tunga Vidya, or Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, whatever. One should bath there regularly and give up all material conception, means all bodily designations. Material conception means all bodily designations. Taking shelter of Radha and her assistant gopis. So no material identification. Only Radha Kinkari, servant of Radharani through her assistant gopis. What they all will do. What the assistants gopis, what the Radha, they will do. They will serve Krishna. So they will engage us in service of Krishna. So everybody should be absorbed regularly and taking shelter of Radharani. Absorbed in loving service of Lord. It does say loving service of Lord means Krishna. How? By assisting the Manjaris and Gopis and Radharani, because Radharani ultimately serve Krishna. So we have to serve Krishna through that medium. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, not once. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up the body, he will return back to Godhead to serve Radha in the same way as he contemplated, meditated in his Siddha during his life on the bank of Radha Kund. So for example, there is some very exalted devotees, like for example, our Raghunath Das Goswami. He was the first Goswami who met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was the only Goswami who lived 18 years in a direct association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath Puri. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him under the Swarup Damodar service. Now this Raghunath is Swarup Damodar. He gave him. And Sarvabhauma is Lalita. And he is a Manjari. So he's assisting. So this is and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Radha Bhav. So he gave him in a proper position. And one day he went directly and asked Mahaprabhu, you give me some direct instruction. So Mahaprabhu had one Govardhan Shila and one Gunja Mal, red berries, local. He gave these two things to Raghunath Das Goswami. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just entered into the Tota Gopinath and he has finished his earthly pastime and Sarvabhauma Damodar also departed, then Raghunath in distress was thinking, Mahaprabhu has given Govardhan Shila, Diya Govardhan Vas. It means he told me to go and live at Govardhan. So at the foot of Govardhan is Radha Kund. And by giving Gunja Mala, he gave me the service of Radha. So he came and he wanted to jump from the Govardhan to give his life. Then the rest of the Goswamis told, you are the only person who witnessed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime in his Antya Leela. First 24 hours, first 24 years is Adi Leela. 6 years of traveling throughout the South India and Vrindavan is Madhya Leela. And the last 18 chapters is Antya Leela. And Raghunath Das is the witness of Antya Leela. So every day Raghunath Das was speaking 3 hours, 4 hours Chaitanya Katha, and all Goswami, they used to listen. And the person who is eligible to stay at Radha Kund, Bank of Radha Kund, like Raghunath Das, who does parikrama, Dandavati parikrama. After then one parikrama, put a stone, then do the second parikrama. So many Dandavat if he does. He used to do 1,000 pranam to the sadhus every day. Then eating only 1 cup of buttermilk, leaf cup. Then he is eligible to stay at Radha Kund. So anybody wants to stay, he just remember how Raghunath Das Goswami was staying at Radha Kund. These are the all inner moods written there. The conclusion is that to live on the bank of Radha Kund and to bathe there daily constitute the highest perfection of devotional service in conjugal mellow after the realization of Siddhadehi. You add these 3 lines, then it will be clear. Only one who is in conjugal mellow, Madhurya Ras, and the one who has realized his Swarup of the Sampati Dasha. Even Apan Dasha he is eligible to go there by Apan Dasha. It is difficult position to attain. It's the highest. This is the highest perfection, and then it is difficult position to attain. Even for great sages and devotees like Narad. Thus, there is no limit to the glory of Radha Kund. By serving Radha Kund, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. See, everything is very clear. By serving Radha Kund, how to serve Radha Kund? We have one devotee here many years back. He was Sankirtan devotee, doing book distribution. Then one day he had a mood to go and serve Radha Kund. So what he was doing every day, he was just having broom and cleaning Radha Kund all around. This was his service. Somehow, he is still, I think, living there in Radha Kund. I have to go and check whether he is there. So this was the service he was doing. He was simply with a broom whole day cleaning Radha Kund. It means he has some, maybe one day he may get his perfection, because somehow he gave up everything and went there. I don't know what happened next. Maybe I have to check. So many other, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was giving lecture at Radha Kund, and he said all these Babas who have 10, 20 dasis at their home, they are thinking they are living at Radha Kund, but actually they are living in Narka Kund. He said they are not living in Radha Kund. They are living in Narka Kund. He used this word. They are living in a hell. Because they are living here with so many gopis, they think like that. In the name of gopis. So many people are living like that also. But they are, he said, they are not fit to live there. Some finer consideration. Number 1, take bath in Radha Kund with permission of a spiritual master. Number 2, take bath with utmost respect, understanding the glories of Radha Kund. Paying obeisances, praying some verses of Radha Kund, Radha Rani praying, getting permission from Parampara that I am fallen, but by your mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, Goswami's mercy, I am with a hope that I should develop love for Lotus feet of Radha Krishna. Then he should take some water, sprinkle on his head, and then if he dare, he can put his foot in Radha Kund, which is even Narad has not allowed to do. So utmost respect, with utmost. We can understand the glories of Radha Kund when we understand Upadeshamrita, text 1 to 10. It means first test, first Vacho Vegam. Those who are completed that, they are at least can think of Radha Kund. And the all 10 verses. When we have mastered and understood the 10 verses, 1 to 10, especially according to 1 to 8, it means when we have actually practiced devotional service according rules and regulations, then we can think of Radha Kund. Follower of Srila Prabhupada, who are highly elevated, though qualified to reside at Radha Kund, prefer to preach and be in their respective preaching field. This is one of Srila senior devotee used to say, by living at Radha Kund we will not please Rupa Goswami, but by preaching the nectar of instruction all over the world, we will become more dear to Rupa Goswami and Radha Kund. So by broadcasting the message of Radha Kund, we are more near to Radha Kund than living at Radha Kund. Srila Prabhupada wanted his followers not to spend much time at Sri Radha Kund and respect Babaji's there from a respectful distance. No too much intimacy, no too much offense. Just neutral. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The end. Now, first as usual we will do our question bank. Then we have time, then we can do some overview of all 11 verses in remaining 1 hour. 2 questions. Why is Radha Kund so exalted? We have 3 or 4 points. Anybody remember? Dear to Srimati Radharani? Non-different from Radharani? Krishna's love for Radha Kund is overflowing. There, this is from the previous verse. Yes. So there's a list you can find out. I think in our slide, at least there are 4 points. When a devotee ready to reside on the bank of Radha Kund, and what should be his or her activities? This is a question quite deep. So the answer is, the devotee can reside at the bank of Radha Kund when he has reached to the apan dasha or sampati dasha. And the next line, that means he has realized his siddhadeya or his swarupa. And then third line, it is only and exclusively in a madhurya or conjugal mellow. Then what should he do there? He should be fully absorbed in the service of Radharani by serving her assistant gopis as their maid servant. And the last line, he should take bath as many times possible in Radha Kund to advance in Gopi Bhav, in the service in Gopi Bhav, to awaken the love of God in a Gopi Bhav. If you write this is more a clear cut, but who can live there? Is it okay?
In Maharaj,
Huh.
if all the points not directly written in the book, will it be accepted?
Huh?
The points you have told, not directly written in the book, so will it be accepted in during the exam?
All are written in the book, but only I have made them clear. They all are written in the book. Only when the devotee, when advanced, even ordinary devotee can, when Narad cannot live, how can we live? You can also write all these lines. But then this is the standard, this is only the eligibility of person who can live at Radha Kund. These are the words of the book, but more in your own language. Sometimes own language is better. But you can take out the words. If you remember, if you hear this again, you will see Prabhupada's words exactly and the elaboration I made to make that clear. You can put together both. And your question is answered, Prabhu? Jagat? Oh, yes?
Not really, Prabhu. Whether this is the problem I'm having, I don't know what other students or not.
Uh-huh.
But when we sit and discuss this question, the answers which is coming from the Shuta, that is other, it's not the weight which is available in the book. Like Prabhuji is just saying, there is no mention of Madhurya Bhav there. In the answer you are giving the question, but when you read the text, it doesn't say Madhurya Bhav. So
It says in the wake of gopis what it means.
yeah, but if it is not,
What is the meaning of wake of gopis? Madhurya Bhav. Conjugal. Gopi is only conjugal. And Manjari, maid servant of the gopi.
you can say that because you have.
I am saying, I am explaining to you what it means. That is my duty to explain what it is. And this all is elaborately put. This verse is how many pages here? This morning for hours I was reading this. He has brought the number. Okay. All what I have told is the commentary of the acharyas on these lines. Nothing from my own side. Radha Ashtakam, Radha Kund Ashtakam by Rupa Goswami, by Vishwanath Chakravarti, by Raghunath Das Goswami. Here are the 4 questions. If you like, I can say. None of us is qualified, number 1, to go to Radha Kund and live there, practically speaking. At least for myself, I can say I am not. Now, question number 1. Why is Radha Kund as dear to Krishna as Sri Radha herself? Number 1 question. Srila Prabhupada tells us that Radha Kund is described by great sages as the lake that is dear to Krishna as Radha herself, nectar. These are original word from the book, right? They're exactly word from. And now, why is that? I am questioning. Let us hear a little of what the great sages have to say. And who are the great sages? Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. This is the great sage for us. Raghunath Das Goswami tell us, O restless eye girl, your lack is eternal home of you and your beloved. My residence is there. Here I stay. This lake is my eternal home. It is everything for Radha's friends. It is filled with the glory of Radha's love for Krishna. Krishna's love for Krishna. Krishna loves it as much as he loves Radha. I pray that at this lake, Lalita's friend Radha may eternally enjoy pastime before my eyes. This is the sage who is saying. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami is intimating here that Shri Radha Kund is so dear to Krishna because it is filled with the glories of Radha's love for Krishna. Now Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, another great sage, is saying, give a different perspective. His understanding is that Radha Kund is dear to Krishna as Radha herself because it continually fills Krishna's mind and heart with remembrance of Radha. By going at the bank of Radha Kund, his mind is filled with remembrance of Radha. He says in Sri Govinda Leela Amrit, his book. And for Leela Amrit Govind, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj wanted to print that book. He went to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He said, no, wait, I will tell you later. He went after a few months. He said, okay, we are too interested, only print one copy for yourself. This book is not for distribution. So this is so high philosophy. Radha Kund was a dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Madhav, the full moon of Vraj, was conquered by the endless qualities of Radha Kund as he continuously sported there with Radhika in deep love. So there is a full couple pages on that. Question number 2. Is Radha Kund Sri Radha Krishna see the same as one we see? We see Radha Kund, and when Radha and Krishna see, is the same thing? Here it says, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells us that Radha Kund is always invisible to mortal eyes. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in his Govinda Leela Amrit tells us that only those on the threshold of Bhav Bhakti, and who have the appropriate Bhav, can see Radha Kund as it is. Others see it as an ordinary place. So let us do a private reality check to ascertain how close we are. And Rupa Goswami has given the list, 9 list of the bhav. Do we have that capability? Then it says, Srila Prabhupada tells us of 2 kinds of perception. Let us hear what he has to say. There are 2 conceptions of presence: physical presence and verbal presence. So ultimately what he is saying here is, but by listening carefully to his teachings, we can come to the platform of understanding. So seeing is not important, listening is important. Physical conception, Sri Radha Kund and the Dham in general is a wonderful source of mercy, stimulus for remembering Radha, Krishna and their word. But we should be very careful not to develop attachment for how it manifests to our conditioned vision. We cannot understand. Third question, what does Sri Radha Krishna's Radha Kund look like? Our Acharya have written extensively and great detail about Radha Kund. Let us this is description of Lalita Kund. This is a whole description how they look like. This is the and now this is what next question is, what does it mean to bathe in Radha Kund? Now this is our main topic because most of the things are here. Before we begin exploring this topic, it would seem appropriate to elaborate on the two related points Srila Prabhupada makes in his text 11. Just we read. Point 1. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narad and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radha Kund to take their bath. What then to speak of the ordinary devotees? This is from our book. Now elaborating on that. Why is that? It is because their sthai bhav. Sthai bhav means permanent ras of relationship with Krishna is not madhurya ras. Because they are not in madhurya ras. And as Bhakti Vinod Thakur tells us in Srila Prabhupada's purport, again same 11, same we have read. This is what I am reading. Sri Radha Kund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service in the wake of lady friends, sakhis, and confidential serving maids, manjaris of Srimati Radharani. Only they can go there. Nobody else. This raises an interesting point. Yes, Radha Kund is the topmost place, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the best place for us. It is not the best place for us. It is the highest, yes, but we are not highest. So this is an interesting point. Yes, Radha Kund is the topmost place, but that does not necessarily mean it is the best place for us. It all depends on the nature of our attraction for Sri Krishna. Point 2. Srila Prabhupada also tells us in his purport that if by great fortune, now this is the verse, why I spoke on that. By great fortune, one gets the opportunity to come to Radha Kund and bathe even once, he can develop this transcendent love for Krishna exactly as the gopis did. So what is this great fortune? It is mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Great fortune is mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada and his spiritual master. That is the great fortune. Their mercy is our great fortune. Their mercy is giving us access to Radha Kund and her mercy. Radha Kund and her mercy. This is very, very important to remember. Good fortune means mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercy of Prabhupada, mercy of Guru Maharaj and Vaishnavas. In the text 11, Rupa Goswami tells us, undoubtedly Radha Kund is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. This is our book. But in 1974, in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya because he is teaching about the love of Radha Krishna and teaching everyone Krishna Prem Pradayate, real distribution of life, destination of life, how to achieve Krishna Prem. And he is personally teaching. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells us, Adi Leela, things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or other simply remember Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even a thing becomes very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisance. Now, what does it mean to bathe in Radha Kund? Let us begin to taking a good look at the Srila Prabhupada's purport. Now, it is stated that the devotee will at once develop, this is I am reading from our purport. It is stated that the devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of gopis, if he once take a bath in Radha Kund. Srila Rupa Goswami recommend that even if one cannot live permanently on the bank of Radha Kund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important item in the execution of devotional service. Same thing from book. Obviously, we are not talking only of purification here, but more importantly of transformation of heart. Let us do quick reality check on this. Please, this is, I asked you, raise your hand who took bath. But what is the result? If you haven't gained the promised result of bathing in Radha Kund by taking bath there, what does that mean? That means Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has some very illuminating insight about this. Let us see what Bhaktisiddhanta says about this. Why we don't have that result. Bathing at Radha Kund, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Lecture at Radha Kund, 16th October 1932 by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Only by Radha's mercy can one reside eternally on the bank of Radha Kund. The superlative place in the entire creation. Therefore, in his ultimate instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned bathing in Radha Kund, and then this verse is quoted. 11th verse, Krishna Uchaihi Paraniye. And then he writes, therefore, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami wrote in his Radha Ashtakam, may very dear and fragrant Radha Kund, which for one who baths there and immediately creates in the land of the heart a desired tree of pure love, rarely found even among the gopis beloved of Lord Krishna in Vraj, be my shelter. Yes, Radha Kund is very, very merciful, but please be very, very conscious and careful. Same lecture at Radha Kund. I have taken bath in Radha Kund. I took a dip in Radha Kund. I am a lump of flesh and a blood, and I am my wife's maintenance. I am sannyasi. I am a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Thinking in any of these ways disqualifies one to bath in Radha Kund. What to speak of such materialistic conception? If we are filled with the attitude of awe and reverence, we also cannot bath in Radha Kund. We have to read the path of Sri Radha's maid servant without imitating. Means gopis and manjaris without imitation. By regarding ordinary water as sacred and gross materialist body as self, one can neither see nor bath in Radha Kund. Sri Radha Kund is always invisible to mortal eyes, nor can any mortal ever bath in same. This is the form. This is from an article entitled Circumambulating Sri Navadip Parikrama. If one is conscious, if one's consciousness is covered by upadhis, means designations, when he baths in Radha Kund, he might as well bath a bag of bones. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's statements are not intended to quell our enthusiasm for bathing in Radha Kund. He is simply reminding us not to approach Radha Kund mindlessly and whimsically. And he is encouraging us to intelligently and Krishna consciously make the most of the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Kund are offering us. Srila Prabhupada gives the fundamental principle for understanding how to do that in his purport. He says, one should bath there regularly and give up all material conception. This is our book. Taking Shelter of Radha and her assistant gopis. This is our book. Obviously, it is best to work out the detail of how to do this with our spiritual guides, master. If we sincerely and seriously want the promised existential transformation of the heart. Next question. What does it mean to live at the bank of Radha Kund? Who can live? Radha Kund is within the Vraj. So let us first Look, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami says, we cannot attend Vrajavas without the mercy of Vrajavasis. He writes, even I am not eligible to live at Radhakund. I live at Govardhan. This is right in this. And there's a whole big Prabhupada's purport and quoted. Question 6. What does it mean to take shelter of and serve under the direction of confidential maid servants? This is our book of Radha. This is from our book. What is about the Manjaris? What is their mood? How they serve? Very, very high, isn't? So this is the whole detail. What I told you is inside of the words. Because ordinary written you will not understand what it means. Everything is very deep actually. I mean, it comes 50 pages, you finish and then you will understand what is written there. I have not finished all. Then there are bhajan in that mood. Manjari bhajan. That this is the way you should live there. So basically speaking, we have to reach to the stage of bhav, number 1. And bhav stage is very high stage. This in nectar of devotion you will understand. And then bhav, but only madhurya bhav. There's a one line written in the purport by one of these Bhakti Vinod or Bhakti Siddhanta, that no vatsalya, no sakha, no dasya bhav can live there. Only madhuri bhav can live there. This is this time teaching, this is the realization I got from these purports this time, not previously exactly, that only madhuri bhav can live there. Those who follow the maid servant of Radharani. Yes, Prabhu.
So please forgive my ignorance. Maybe sometimes I'm sounding a bit harsh. I shouldn't be approaching you in that way. But this is the book which have been given to us, and we are answering the question on the basis of this. If at any stage you or anyone would have told us that, look, this is the basic book, but you need to go and read the other one, then we will be in a position to answer the question. But what I'm trying to say is, based on this book, I cannot answer the question on the basis of what answer you are giving back to me, because it's not in there. And this is the
you will not check the answer. I will check the answer. I am telling you, you will not check the answer. I am saying you. I am telling you one thing. This book is available in the bookstore. Go and read at home. Why you have come here? Because you have to listen my realization of this book, and the other purpose of the Acharya, which I am just pulling my hairs to understand for last 40 years. That is why you have come here. Book is available in the market. What I am giving you is the elaboration of the points which Prabhupada has made here in other books by other acharyas on this point. That is my business. Book is available. You can read. What is the problem? When book was there, why you have come here to study? Sometimes we ask the question, answer in your own language. Answer in your own language. So answer in your own language. I just made it so easy for you to answer what is most difficult here to understand. These are all the purpose. If you want to read, there are 2 books are only on this one book, small book. And Srila Prabhupada himself, there are Srila Prabhupada's own other commentaries on these points. On this book, Prabhupada has commented on many other places. So you have to write from this book. Exactly I am saying is from this book. Nothing is from outside. Only I am making it more clear. You take bath, you will get gopi bhav, what it means. You must have madhurya ras. Otherwise, how can you be gopi? If you are servant, you cannot be gopi. So gopi bhav only you will get if you have if you have no flying capacity in the baby, you train any more, he cannot fly. Because you can only walk. So you do whatever, he cannot fly. But without even training, the sparrow will fly. Because that is inbuilt in that. So inbuilt is madhurya ras, then you can get gopi bhav. So I am just making it so simple that you can relate to it. The language is same. But the explanation is, just what I explained is from this commentaries on this. Still we have not come, full commentary of Bhakti Siddhanta is there, Piyush Varshini. Full commentary of Bhakti Siddhanta is there, Anuvarti. Then the commentary of Radharaman Goswami is there, Prakashani, something Prakashani. I had that commentary once I was teaching, I purchased that book, first book, which Bhakti Vinod Thakur found here in Radharaman library in one of his friend, and then he was inspired to write a commentary. Then he told Bhaktisiddhanta to write commentary on that also. So these are all the other things which we refer therefore to make it clear. Prabhupada is taken from them. What Prabhupada is writing, he is taking their previous Acharya's commentary. So I am still today telling you, if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada's commentary, if you have Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti, then you will understand. Otherwise, hardly you will understand 50%. My statement is there. Wherever I teach these two commentaries along with Prabhupada's. And exactly Prabhupada is taken as it is from there. So without that, it's very difficult to understand. We have to, Prabhupada has dedicated the books to the Baldev Vidyabhushan. So that commentary is available. You must have these two books in future to understand Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. The Vishwanath's and Baldev Vidyabhushan. And same way, Nectar of Devotion is very difficult to understand. Only 19th chapter. It's not easy. Until unless you get original verses which Prabhupada has translated. Which Prabhupada as it is translated. Then there are two commentaries on that. Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. They are all in that book. But you will not find it until unless you have to know that. So this is the purpose of actually your Bhakti Shastri, to elaborate on this from a different angles to understand the meaning of all these statements by Srila Prabhupada. You see, I was telling, this is the Prabhupada is writing verse from Bhagavad Gita, verse from Bhagavatam, a verse from Chaitanya Chaitamrita. So when Prabhupada is writing, in his mind, there's a flow of thought. So that flow of thought is from previous acharyas. Flow of thought is from his previous, study. Then it comes out and then he writes. So if you can see that behind the words, then you understand the Prabhupada's mood. So what I told you is actually seeing through Prabhupada's eyes in his words what he's writing. And wake up gopis and get gopi bhav, live there in a very advanced stage. So there are same words actually. You can put same words. I think I have put exactly same words here, see. These are exactly same words. Exactly each word is from the book. Radha Kund. Why it is beloved to Krishna? 3 points exactly from the book. Beloved object of Krishna. Why? Srimati Radharani is most dear, beloved. From our book. Radha Kund belongs to Srimati Radharani. Similarly, Radha Kund is as dear. Exactly. Who will attend? Very rarely attainable even by great devotees like Narad, Sanak, What to speak of? It is not easy to attain, it means. Then benefit of taking bath. These are the benefits, exactly from the book. Who can live? I think next slide we should make some time. Who can live there on the bank of Radha Kund? If by great fortune, Prabhupada's book, great fortune means mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercy of Prabhupada, mercy of Guru. One get opportunity to come to the Radha Kund, bath even once, he will develop transcendental love for Krishna exactly as Gopi did. How you write this is enough. But you understand what it means. It means you have reached to the stage of bhav bhakti in madhurya ras, then it is possible. It is also recommended that one should live at the bank of Radha Kund and should be absorbed in loving service of the Lord. How? One should bathe there regularly and give up all material conception. All material conception. What is all material conception? All designation. Just we read now, I am not Brahman, I am not sannyasi. That is giving up material conception. Taking shelter of Sri Radha and her assistant gopis. Exactly words are there. What assistant gopis means? Manjaris, Sakhis, and to become their assistant, then it is possible to live at Radha Kund. And then whole lifetime, then what it says, see the lines. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up his body, he will return back to Godhead to serve Sri Radha in the same way as he contemplated. What you have contemplated? I have contemplated to become maid servant of Rupa Manjari, and I will assist her in all her service to Lalita. If I meditate and contemplate like that, then I will get exactly that service there in Golok. So this needs explanation, as it is not clear. It's clear, but it's not clear for you when you book. There's another standard statement I gave. If you read books on your own, you will understand 25%. If you listen, I'm reading the whole purport, and then explanation which is realized by the speaker, then you understand 50%. Then same day you go and read the book, you will understand 75%. But the rest 25% whole life you have to realize. I'm saying this is maybe this is 10th time or maybe 20th time I'm teaching same thing. But I realized only this morning that only Madhurya Bhav can live at Radha Kund. I was telling it, but not exactly, it was not clear in my mind. Same book I am reading. And same thing I am saying. I listened to many teachers first time when I was reading what they taught. I read many commentaries, but ultimately 25% whole life you have to realize. So we can cram book, we can write things, but things to understand takes time. Anyway, we have reached to the near lunch. My mood was to review the whole quick review of the whole book. But if you have any question, then we can go for question, or we can have a very quick review. Yes, Sumran, what is your question?
Mahaprabhu wanted Krishna consciousness to spread to every town and village, and our sadhya as Gaudiya Vaishnavas is to serve in this Madhurya Bhav. So I'm wondering, does everyone have the capacity for...
No, that is the highest bhav, but still, even Rupa Goswami's brother Anupam, Mahaprabhu said, you have Krishna's brother. He said, no, I have Ram, bhakti for Ram. So he said, okay, you worship Ram. You are eternal. The Murari Gupta, Mahaprabhu said, you are Hanuman, you worship Ram. So similarly, we have to preach somebody maybe in a dasya bhav. And that's not, it's a very high bhav. You can practice that also. Somebody may be in a friendship mood. So let him practice that also. Krishna need also that. Somebody may have parents. But the highest in Gaudiya is Manjari. But still among the Gaudiyas, they have written about the Sakha Bhav also. And Vatsalya Bhav also they have written. So this is inner development. At a sthai bhav. That everybody will realize in due course of time. That which bhav? I know that Madhurya is higher, but I cannot think of that because it is higher than me. I'm good at Sakha bhav. It looks for me, I'm telling myself, for me Sakha is more easier, Madhurya is, I'm not fit for that. I'm not able to, I know it, but I'm not able to do that. So this is but the point is, everybody has one of these rasas. 4 rasas Mahaprabhu has accepted. So one of these rasas is okay, no problem. You need servant, Krishna needs servant also. It's not that everybody should become gopi, then who will do the rest of the service? Who will cook, who will feed? There is a need of everybody. Yeah, we need everybody. These are only for conjugal pastimes. These are only for Nikunja pastime. But Krishna is herding cows at that time. He don't need gopi, he needs cowherd boys, friends. That time he has a different, whole day he has a different meeting with the friends. He also needs that. He needs mother and father also to feed him. So Krishna needs all the devotees. So some devotees will be most of the devotees in India, like they have Laddu Gopal, they have Vatsalya Bhav. So this is okay, no problem.
And it's at this stage of asakti that
When we cross this asakti and when bhav actually aroused, then we can know which way we should go. Even Bhakti Nectar of Devotion, we are only reading 19th chapter. The next says Sakha Bhav is there, Dasi Bhav is there, other Bhavs are also there. Our Acharyas have given that. We can do that, no problem. Yes.
But you mentioned the example of Madhumangal. So now my question is, when we are trying to, in the process of taking inspiration from one of Krishna's dear associates, I feel that it is something which has to be revealed by the spiritual master when that stage comes. Otherwise, one could end up just imitating or Prakrita Sahajiya kind of a mentality. So I want to hear your comments on that.
Comment is the spiritual master has given us the identity that you are servant. That is your identity. Now, what type of servant you are, Manjari servant you are, or mother servant you are, all the mellows have a servant. Radharani is serving Krishna, Yashoda is serving Krishna, Madhumangal or Sridhama is serving Krishna, everybody is serving Krishna, but mood is different. So service is already the spiritual master gives. But till this time I have not heard that Srila Prabhupada has told somebody that this is your, there's nothing in ISKCON I heard like that. He gave that you are servant. He gave you your Swarup. You are eternal servant of Krishna. He gave you your Sarup. What else you need? The rest you have to read Bhagavatam. You have listened Bhagavatam. Which pastime attract you, that is your Swarup. Then you go on deep into that, and same people you meet do not have same bhav, then repeatedly do that, and then it will develop. It says Guru gives the sthai bhav, but practically speaking in ISKCON, only the dasya, everybody is given dasya bhav, there's nothing, and then you have to develop yourself.
Yeah, that's where my question was.
Babajis are doing this, but it's not really something very serious without sadhana. They don't have any sadhanas. But there are so many other things also which are very high. Like Ashtakalin, yesterday the word was there, Ashtakalin. Ashtakalin, Krishna's pastime. This is Govinda Lila Amrit by Kaviraj Goswami, our own. But then Bhakti Siddhanta was only the eligible person to understand that. Bhakti Vinod said only you can have one copy. It's not for public. So similarly, Ashtayam means every 3 hours in a day, 24 hours, where Radha Krishna is meeting and what they are doing. And each month, each season, what are the festival, what time, what they are doing, where they are meeting. This is called Leela Sumran. Like we have name Sumran, we are chanting holy name. There are sadhus here, they are sitting in meditation. Now it is the afternoon time. Radha Krishna is at Radha Kund. They are doing water sports. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also that Ashtayam or Leela also. Where is that? That is also written in books. And some very exalted devotees are practicing that. But it's not our level. So this Swarupa is Das. Jivera Swarupa, Krishna Das is given to all. Now you have to develop what mood you have by hearing regularly Bhagavatam. There are all the friends, conjugal, everything is there, which attract you. Then you follow that and find out the special book for that. Have your own friends of that mood, then live together and discuss those.
My question is that this servant mood, there is a servant mood, and then in Manjari how also we serve Radharani, that is also service mood. What is the difference between these two service moods?
What would say again?
One is the servant mood, Dasya Bhav, and then when we come Manjari, it's like when we are serving Manjari, that is also serving mood. So what is the difference between these two service moods?
Number one, in all mellows, service is essential ingredient like sugar in all sweets. Without sweet, there is no sugar. Without service, there is no mellow. So 4 mellows Mahaprabhu only accepted. Dasya, he has not. Shanti, he has not accepted Shant Rasa, neutrality. So Sakha, servant will serve him when he's out of the house or something like that. Sakha can go with him with affection more. Then mother will have a control that I will feed him, more higher. But when conjugal, it is the most confidential. But there is service, still Radharani is doing service to Krishna. They all are serving, but the mood of service is a different level. Like servant is serving our home, mother is serving in the home, wife is serving home, they all have a different mood. They are all doing service. In our home also there is the same thing going on. Friends also giving us company. So similarly, there are different levels of the company where the mood is different, but everybody is serving.
This Jiva Swarupa Krishna is Nitya Das, it means that mood, like it can be in any...
Yeah, we are all servant of Krishna, but that service may be in a Dasya Bhav, this service may be in Sakha Bhav, service may be in Vatsalya Bhav, service may be in Madhurya Bhav. When we are doing Madhurya, all other 4 are included in that. When we are Vatsalya, then 3 are included. When we are doing Sakha, 2 are included. It's like that. You go higher, the smaller are in that automatically. This is in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching to Rupa Goswami. This is Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Like there's a sky, the ether. In ether there's only sound, then you come down, then sound and touch, then you come down, the form, then you come down, smell. So similarly, the higher the ras and all the mellows are there. Madhurya is all 5. The actor servants, like the Gopi say, we are kinkari. The Gopi Git, they say, we are kinkari. And then Sakha, they say, Sakha, the Gopi Git, they say, you are our friend. Then when they feed them, then they have this Vatsalya Bhav. So they are all together in them. Our time is over, but I have this quick. Yes?
Now, what is the actual difference between the bhava bhakti and prema bhakti?
Bhav bhakti is the beginning, prema bhakti is fully grown up. Like bhav bhakti is a sprout, and prem bhakti is a fully grown plant. Like before sunrise, there is a first light, that is bhav bhakti. It means now sun is going to rise. So sun is compared to prem, and the early morning light before sunrise is compared to bhav. But this again is your subject of nectar of devotion. There are full chapters. There are 3 chapters on that. 2 on bhav and 1 on prem.
Maharaj,
Yes,
what you can do going to the Radha Kund only Achaman is enough?
ask your spiritual master. Preface to Isha Upanishad. Upanishad, instruction, Amrit, nectar. Upadesh, instruction, Amrit. Srila Rupa Goswami is nectar of instruction. Within 11 verses take us from preliminary stage of bhakti to the highest stage of bhakti. Preliminary stage is Ado Shraddha, and the highest stage is love of God. And in this, that love of God culminated in Radha Kund, or service of Radha Madhuri. And beginning from the controlling senses and mind. And then it goes to these bhajan, kiya, anartha, nivarti, asakti, and further. Bhakti is of 2 types, sadhan and siddh. Sadhan is of 2 types, Vaidhi sadhan, Raganoga sadhan. Vaidhi sadhan is first 7 verses. First 7 verses is Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. And 8th verse is Raganuga sadhan bhakti. And siddh bhakti is 2 types. Bhav is the beginning, and prem is the perfection, complete perfection. 9, 10, 11 is prem. 9, 10, 11 is bhav. It means who can live in Birj? The one who has developed bhav bhakti. Then he can live there. There is a garland. On one side is a prem, on the other side is, and in the middle is the 8th verse. It's not there? Very good. Garland. Before that, this. This garland, what are these 2 beads? Bhav and prem. Bhav and prem on this side, 7 on that side, in the middle is a transition. It's called transition, asakti and raganoga sadhan. Self-controlled madhyam adhikari's symptom. Verse number 1. Verse number 2, 3, 4. Madhyam adhikari Goswami's external dealing and bhakti rules, which means practice of devotional service. And verse number 5, 6, 7 and 8, Madhyam Adhikari Goswami's vision and internal development. And verse number 9 and 10, best worshipable place and the best devotee. And the last verse, the topmost holy place in the entire universe. Preface. Krishna conscious movement is conducted under supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. Meaning of the Rupa Noga. Rupa means Rupa Goswami, Anu means to follow. To follow, there are 3 meanings of Anu. Continuous, repeatedly, but here it means follow. And Ga means to go, Gamyate. It means to follow in full step of Rupa Goswami's teaching. Preface. Gaudiya Vaishnava or Bengali Vaishnava are most follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom 6 Goswami of Vrindavan are the direct disciples. 4 Sampradaya, and essence is, you have done the research I told you? I told you, no, I told somebody else. So now, the other group I am teaching, I think Nectar of Isha Upanishad, I told them that go and do the research. 2 points Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taken from each sampradaya. 2 from Madhva, 2 from Ramanuj, 2 from Nimbark, 2 from Vishnu Swami. He took 2 from each. And I told them book also the Navadik Mandal Parikarma. But you find those out, huh? Huh? So you are lazy students. Therefore, Sri Narottam Das Thakur says, everything is from the book. Only elaboration is given where there is a need. We read all the verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita yesterday. That how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and found the Radha Kund. So one line is written, but to know that the whole history is there in Prabhupada's other books. So we just put those there to make that point more, clear. So there is one question here. I think time is over. We can finish it. I don't know tomorrow. I commented something. Otherwise, we can revise the whole thing. Preface question: what is the importance to follow the footsteps of 6 Goswamis? What is the special position of Srila Rupa Goswami? What is the significance of Upadesha Amrit? All these at that time I have given you. Therefore, to understand the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps, one must very seriously follow in the footsteps of 6 Goswamis. And it's the name of Surya. Why they should? Because to understand the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission? The love of Radha and Krishna. See? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the signs of Krishna. Therefore, to understand that the most exalted of all activities of Lord Krishna are his pastime in conjugal love with gopis. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani to bestow all those gopis, best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one should follow the footsteps of 6 Goswami. Now you write the previous whole thing. Why we follow? Because we have to understand the mercy of Mahaprabhu for the human society. What is the mercy? The highest mellow of conjugal love given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who can teach us? Only 6 Goswami. You have to read this, then you can understand it. Srila Rupa Goswami was the leader of the all. Why? And to guide our activities, he has given us this nectar of devotion. What is the significant? Now, what is the special position of Rupa Goswami? He is the leader of all Goswamis. I think most of the things given you something. Paragraph 4. Purpose of Upadesha Amrit, these 4 things we have written. You have these all slides, you can find exactly. If you look, the example, the time is over. My mood was that because we might finish the whole 11 verses overview quickly. But it appears time is over. Hare Krishna. If anybody has to say something, I think before you go.